By pressing play, you've been transported to a dimension where there will be no apologies given for the ridiculous and random comments made by your host and their guests. Thank you for listening and enjoy the experience.
Hey Kelsey, what is today?
Monday.
And what does that mean?
Besides me texting somebody right now, podcasting. Oh yeah, that's right. We're podcasting, and this is episode number 16 of Yo, where the captions at? Where them captions at? Yeah, where them captions at? Where they at? Ow, where they at? Got a question for you. Where them captions at?
I need to see subtitles.
Where them captions at? Where them captions at? I'm getting dapper, flapper, coming in out of you actors, cause that's what we call escapees. But this yo, where the captions acne, like acne, like we getting this shit popping. Guess what? I beat you with a crowbar like you're fucking Robin. Jason Todd with it. Beat you with a black rod with it. Coming down Cod with it. Cause something's fucking fishy. Yes, as always, this is Yo, where the captions at? The most ridiculously random podcast in the 719. And I'm yours truly, Kels for Show, aka Black Pope, aka Sean John the First. And joining me always is my bro host with the most.
You know who it is, Roscoe, aka Black Craig. You know these streets ain't ready for the young boy out here.
And also joining us today is always our man behind the scene. He might be the Darren. He is the Darren of the squad. Because he want to get out the game. He does things that he may feel like we don't accept, but we love him for it because we brothers.
We love you, bro.
Yes, our brown bro for show. None other than Daniel.
I'm actually more of a Darren from Bewitched.
Oh, white man, yes. And joining us today on this episode is none other. If you listen to Escaping Podcast, you might have seen her on my snaps rambling because she has to be in a picture. I don't know why, but maybe that's why we're friends. But it's none other than Baby Smurf herself, Holly to the Davis.
Hallsworth here, just little Smurf in action.
Word. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh.
Exquisite.
Oh. Can I say fantabulous?
Fantabulistic?
Cool.
Cool.
3 cool to each personality that I have. Word.
Oh, the appropriation of my mental disorder is so
Baby.
Ooh.
Oh, you got it right. Because guess what? We're human beings and we all go through shit in our lives. And welcome, guys, back to another episode of this shit. And if by this shit, you know what we talking about? This shit. And of course, if you're a first-time listener, we always like to start off the show with a segment called "Yo, What's Poppin'?" When we get into these headlines from the world of pop culture and geekdom. And here we go. Ben Affleck. Guess what? Batfleck. A lot of people were shitting on his Batman portrayal because he never got a whole movie to define his Bruce Wayne and his Batman as a character. Guess what, Ross, is happening?
Oh, baby, I've seen it, and I know what's what.
The latest rumors that people are... These are rumors. Don't take this as truth. But they come from reliable sources.
Reliable sources.
We will see, potentially, more likely than other, Ben Affleck back as Batman via HBO series, also, and maybe his own movies in the DCEU, furthering his portrayal of the Caped Crusader.
Question though, are they going to do the series based off of what they were trying to do the movie, which is the Arkham Asylum joint?
Answer, we don't know, because this is all speculation.
Ooh, I can't wait.
But if they do, if they were smart, wink, wink.
They should do it, because that's a low-key, each episode could be a good set placement of each villain in Gotham, and we could literally just and if it's good enough and they actually give us the movie, we already got all the villains already introduced.
And as Kite Man would say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Holly, do you have a favorite Batman?
Oh,
Well,
I don't know. I'm kind of favorite to Heath Ledger. I think
his Joker.
Oh, that's Joker? Oh, yeah.
No, it's fine. Like,
no, so
we can always talk about Heath Ledger.
Yes, Heath Ledger's Joker is great.
Duh.
But he's not my Joker, but he's my second Joker.
Oh, I like the old school Batmans from like the 90s and 80s.
So Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton,
Yeah, nothing wrong with that because there was actually
that was my Batman.
Yeah, that was a Batman marathon on
AMC
this weekend.
This weekend.
Oh, really?
Literally, actually yesterday and Saturday.
Yeah, it was
They
back to back.
replayed it back Saturday. It started debut Saturday, but when we went back to the bar, they had it rerunning again the whole marathon, which was Batman Returns, and the Christopher Nolan Batmans.
Oh, no. I'm sorry not to cut you out. Just the first Batman Begins.
I thought they. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, they only did Batman Begins. My fault.
Word. Also, since we already started with DC, I'm gonna go into some other news related to that comic brand, Stargirl.
Oh my
Season 2.
God. Oh, they confirmed it already?
And guess what? Since the DCU app is going under, it's about to be canceled.
Disclose, y'all.
Guess where season 2's coming directly? Not HBO Max, guys, but the CW.
Wait, so it's not going. We're not getting it on the HBO Max.
Nope.
Y'all some bitches.
Yes.
So y'all gonna discontinue the DC universe,
right?
Even though everything from the DC universe is going to HBO Max,
right?
But yet y'all ain't gonna give us season 2 a day before CW on HBO Max.
You got it.
Oh, y'all some bitches.
And what's even more interesting, that is not going to be initially part of the Arrowverse. But then again, it doesn't need to be because we all know.
It's not based in that universe.
Thanks to Crisis, all the Earths are connected to the multiverse.
In some type of form. But yet, I will say, thanks to Crisis, we don't technically... That's the only reason why I gotta give Stargirl props. Is like, yes, it's a CW DC show, but it's not in the CW DC Arrowverse.
Exactly.
And it really works. I'm gonna be honest, this already probably shown, but episode 4, our episode titled Wildcat, might have been the most wildest thing that I probably would have said be on DC. Since it's been out now, spoiler alert, teens out, they actually have a teen chick taking news for her teen boyfriend.
Yep.
And they show it, and it's being known that it's being shown on CW. So I did not know they were going to go that poignant into sending out news as kids and how it actually happens as a kid. Like, hey girl, I just want to see you.
Word. And what's also fascinating about this shit, like, some people criticize the CW Arrowverse being YA-ish, young adult-ish. Stargirl is YYA. It's the young, it's the kid, teenage, high school shit that the CW started their brand on. But now they lean towards young, or I didn't say young adults, like middle-aged adults, like
adults that it's the adult age period right before you hit the 30s. It's like
I'm in the club drinking because I'm 21. CW started with some high school romanticism, vampires and shit like that. Exactly, but now no, they're all grown as adults with fucking mortgages and taxes and like, I didn't do that shit. There was no camera, so don't sit here and just like, fuck up my whole reputation type shit. Oliver Queen. And also, boom, because everything's in development right now. So the latest projects from DC that are in development are movies, quote unquote, or have scripts being prepared to feature Zatanna. Yeah, her, the magical shorty from the DC universe with the top hat and the fishnets, all that. Zatanna's father, Zatara. Yeah. Gifted her with these magical abilities. And if you watch DC Superhero Girls from Metropolis High cartoon on Netflix, which I do religiously, there's a whole story arc about that, how she believed her father was just a normal magician, but then you also find out, like, no, that nigga got magical powers. She's getting a movie, quote unquote, in the works. And also, your favorite Goth Titan, none other than Atrion Methanos Zentos, spitting Raven, also has a quote unquote movie in development as well. This may be a part of J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark universe, because they all are magical characters. That's not said to be concrete, so it's a possibility since they two are both magical females. And it only makes sense if you're already working on that cornerstone of the DC universe. They had some parts in that shit. So hopefully that does happen, because Zatanna is low-key a fave, because, visually, aesthetically, she's appealing. And Raven is definitely one of my favorite Titans. It's her and Starfire, like 1-1. Normally I would go with Cyborg because he's black, but right now sometimes, half black lives don't matter. So it's like, I gotta go with the dark ones.
I always gotta rep Beast Boy.
You are so Garth, nigga. Ew.
You are Garth. I'm Garth, but
you Garth. Ooh.
On a real
you want to
note-
be green so bad. Look at me, I'm a sexy cat. Literally. Meow.
Are you
Meow.
Abed in season 6?
I'm Abed or Troy. Flip a coin.
Flip a coin. It depends on the day.
Cool, Jeff, because right now we could be like here, but
Chain. And yeah, just to slip off from DC news and go to our regular old wrestling news.
some turnbuckle talk.
Some turnbuckle talk, as they will say. Congratulations to Sarah Logan and Eric from the Viking Raiders for confirming today that they are expecting a child, as well as currently, for those that are watching WWE, Rey Mysterio is not technically contracted with WWE. He is still finishing the feud with Seth Rollins, but don't be surprised if he ends up anywhere else the next week or a few days later on a new promotion, because he's working basically helping WWE out for free.
What else?
And one great legend has confirmed and technically retired for the moment being, The Undertaker. Don't know. Anything is possible. He said he could always come back. Saudi Arabia then dropped all that big bucks on WWE.
R.I.P. to the dead man.
He could always come back to a Saudi Arabia show. But yes, the Boneyard match has been technically confirmed as his final match. And yes, if y'all have the WWE Network, they have a free section, which they've been promoting. Well, under low-key, most places have been saying that WWE Network will have a free section. But they do now currently have a free section for content to watch. Don't know when this Last Ride documentary, 5-part documentary based around The Undertaker, is going to be on that free section. But if y'all have the network, y'all can watch it. They tried to do a last dance like Jordan. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't tried it. Low key, don't really care about Undertaker's last match.
Because it was butt.
Because technically his last match was supposed to be when he lost to Brock Lesnar.
Which it should have been.
But also came to find out he wasn't even supposed to lose to Brock Lesnar that match. It was just that old age, and they literally Brock fucked him up enough in the wrestling match that he was too tired to technically not kick out. So that's why actually all those reactions are genuine, even Paul Heyman's, because the real results was Taker was supposed to take out Brock.
What else?
That'll be all right now with this. Also, I will have to congratulate the young boy Kelsey with my first Pro Wrestling TT shirt. He don't know nothing about no Chase Owens, but he know about that Bullet Club that
And
got me
guess
the
what?
crown
I
jewel.
might know something, but I know something about swag.
Boy. And
Baby.
now that Kelsey done got me this Chase Owens shirt, I'm going to have to show him about this nigga Chase Owens a little bit.
Yo, word. Yeah. And you speak about The Undertaker, one of his monikers is the Dead Man. And Holly has a photo of a lot of horror movie characters on her wall. Some of them are dead men. Some people have made them dead men. And one of those figures on that, I think 2 figures on that were the aliens and the xenomorph and the predators. Is that correct, Holly?
All 3 of them are on there. It's the Last Supper of the horror icons.
Exactly. And that shit's low-key dope. And I bring
Thank
that
you.
up. Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Like I always tell you, that shit's dope. And I bring that up because Aliens and Predators were owned by Fox, and since Disney now owns all Fox properties, the Aliens and Predator are officially about to become part of Marvel comic books. Not necessarily saying you're gonna start seeing Captain America in flashbacks talking about how he fought a Predator and he gave the Predator the shield and XYZ. That's where he learned his storing technique, but that could be a possibility. So that's also fascinating because now I need a Wolverine versus Predator series.
So
I need I'm not about Ross, but I'm saying like in Guardian Galaxy 3, that means we might have a scene where Rocket Raccoon and Groot at a bar, and next thing you look over and it's the Predator right there. You didn't know it's a Predator, and the Predator recloaks and be like, yo, I thought my mouth was ugly. Some shit like that.
So on a quick question though. So basically they're doing the same thing like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Marvel's producing the comic book universe.
Yes.
But yet they can still separate them from the universe, but if they want to, they can bring it in.
Exactly. For all I know, it's gonna be separate, but they might. Damn, I
so
didn't think
Disney out here giving them all. Disney giving Marvel Comics all the books because technically Disney don't own Marvel Comics.
Nigga, check this out. First off, because now that you said that, they even cross over in a whole universe with Star Wars and Marvel, because they could do a whole separate universe when they intersect. Then you could do a whole universe where Marvel and the Predator aliens intersect. Then you could do a whole universe where all
Star Wars
three aliens, Predator, and Marvel intersect. And then, nigga, Kingdom Hearts 5? If we get aliens and predators,
give us aliens and predators in Kingdom Hearts 5 as well as Skywalkers. We could get a lightsabers. We could get a lightsaber keyblade. We could get
that nigga Sora pull up like vroom.
I never even thought about that.
Nigga, I didn't until right now. That's the power of reality. You make it what it is.
And while you're saying that Disney might give us it's supposed to give us a live action either movie or TV show of Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly.
So they could literally give us an Easter egg of a xenomorph or a lightsaber or Baby Yoda in these live actions.
Oh, that's a callback.
The ballet.
Yeah, you know I had to call back for that detail.
It's a toss up like a salad.
For those that don't know, escaping podcasts out here.
Yeah, so that shit's dope. Like, out of the two, Holly, Aliens and Predator, do you fancy one more than the other, or are you like indifferent?
Predator for sure. I think, I don't know, Aliens more not my style, but
I literally still have nightmares to this day about the motherfuckers.
Both of them, or
no, just aliens. Like Loki, that's why I don't like being outside at night. I'm just being honest. Like, nah, for real. Like,
I hope the aliens take me. It's fucking 2020. Fuck this shit.
You don't like your butthole, then.
Yeah.
This is the first place they go. Straight up the bum.
It's fine with me if they just take me out of this fucking world.
And speaking of getting there, just dues or whatever that was supposed to mean, guys. My apologies. If you recall, a few months there was a white woman. They might refer to her as Central Park Becky. She has officially been charged with falsifying a crime for calling the cops upon that black individual. His name escapes me right now. But he also used to write for Marvel. He was like bird watching. If you listen to this, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the story. But now she's actually being charged, and all I gotta say is cool. Not just because it's a black white thing. It's just a wrong and a right. Because I could take race out of a lot of things. And that's just wrong. Even when you call and falsify information about somebody just because you're doing it for some hee-hee, ha-ha shit, well, that's wrong. These cops are also on their job. Their job is to come here and right wrongs and serve and protect. But when you're wasting their time for shit that has nothing to do with them, that shit that could be done solved civically if you just obeyed the rules and took your privilege out of the situation, they shouldn't have to be there. And I'm glad that she got charged. Like, she should have known better. She should do better. And hopefully this starts going to the minds of other people, not white, black, or people in general. If there's not an issue, do not call the police. You wouldn't call the fire department to your crib because you burnt some popcorn. Don't call the police to a situation that you really don't need them to be involved in. Because not making this a whole BLM thing, but guess what? Cops kill people all the time. And sometimes these individuals might want to just pop off that day. And guess what? They might just pop off on somebody, man, woman, female, or child, which we see happen, just because, I can. So we could also eliminate some of these deaths by taking responsibility upon ourselves and realizing the power that we have when we make these type of calls. And that's all I had to say about that. If anybody else has something to chime in, we do
Can
that.
I chime in on that?
Of course you can. You have a voice.
I
respect
agree
you.
with that because I read some comments today about the girl and how there were some people like, well, he was threatening her and she's alone in a forest, and which Central Park is a big ass motherfucking area. In some areas you're gonna be alone in some places, but in that video you could see people to the left, to the right, behind, and it's like she wasn't fucking alone. She's scared because just a fucking black man was coming up on her. That's the problem. We should never be scared that just a black person is coming up on us. As a white woman, I am. That's not what we should do.
Wait, you are?
I am.
But like, unlike Ross, I see things, but I don't see color.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm exactly saying that is we shouldn't see color. Like I shouldn't, when I'm like walking down the street, I shouldn't be like, oh fuck, there's a black man walking behind me. Why would I ever be fucking scared of that? I should be, if they're making me feel threatened, whether they're white, black, any color, you should know when you feel threatened. That's because people should have their guard on. But it shouldn't be because of their color.
Exactly.
And she was bringing color into it when she made that fucking phone call, is all I have to say.
And the sad part about it is she brought color into a situation where he said, as well as it's in the Central Park, your dog has to be on a leash in that area. Reason being, the dogs are fucking up the plants and everything in that area, and they want to preserve that area, plants and all that. So like, all he did was just say, don't need to do this. And then when she also wanted to feel some type of way at the fact that he had tips and tricks of trying to allure the dog away from the plants by giving them dog treats. So she's getting mad at the fact that he's also trying to save what's being preserved by doing necessary things of saving it, and she felt obligated that due to how she is and how nobody's ever came and gave her ish about it, but when this one person does, she has to go into this irate feeling about it, and it literally doesn't make sense.
It's just unfortunate that race even had to bring a part of like,
and
it could have been a conversation between another white person and another white person, or another black person, another black person, but she's the one that had to bring race into it, and it's made it a whole controversial thing on nationwide.
And the sad part is, usually it's a white person trying to alarm a black person or somebody else, like, your dog's supposed to be on a leash. And the fact that it happened to be somebody else of color, somebody else that isn't white, to inform her that, she felt obligated to be like, no, I can do what I want. It's this park. But yet it's like, no, you can't. This area in like, I want to say that area in like a good 15 yards. I don't know. But like a good portion of that park area that she was in was all literally a leash only area with your dogs. Exactly. And you could get fined for it.
And maybe that's all he was upset about, is because maybe his dog got like attacked at some point for an unleashed dog. No. And he was nervous about his own dog.
All I want to say is that if Kevin McAllister can make it through Central Park at night and still get to meet a nice pigeon lady, then this lady in the daytime shouldn't have been freaked out about some guy who was telling her to leash her dog.
Amen. Yes.
But she might not have been smarter than Kevin McAllister, because I'm not saying she's not smart because she's a woman, but he was already prepared on some Batman, Indiana Jones type level shit. So she just didn't have the wherewithal to have doomsday prep traps at her crib like him. So maybe that might have been the thing.
You're taking it somewhere.
I always take it somewhere else, baby. This is what I do. Have you not had a conversation with me?
Too many conversations, I think.
My voice has been heard a little, too long?
The nigger lips need to be quiet.
Yeah!
Speaking of Negro lips, YWDCA is the official Spotify playlist for Yo Where the Captions At. So if you aren't following the playlist, do that shit now, because we updated, of course, always weekly, we update the playlist so you can listen to our songs that we're vibing out to right now. And one of the songs we listen to is Kanye's latest single.
Blood in the Wash is in the blood.
Wash is in the blood. He's also on a new Ty Dolla $ign called Death to Ego, which I have wrote a whole song about killing the ego. But ego also stands for everybody got one. EGO, everybody got one because we all have an ego. That's that Freudian shit in me. Or that Pavlovian effect where you have the dog trained to be like, bell, treat, bell, treat, bell, treat. The saliva comes. There's a bell, no treat, but the dog still salavas. He still spits his shit.
Salavas.
Yeah.
What the fuck is salavas? Alright, Charlie.
No. Keep that in. Keep that in. It's whatever. Hey, sometimes nobody's perfect in life. We all fuck up, and that's the beauty of having a podcast. Because if I want y'all to hear how dumb and ridiculous we get, that's because y'all want to hear this dumb and ridiculous shit. And that's the basis of Yo Where the Captions At that I do with my best friend Ross. Because y'all ask to hear us do this shit here and there. And guess what? You get to hear this shit. And also, RP to Pop Smoke, his new album dropped.
And low key,
go
that
ahead, Ross.
shit's hitting. Me and Kelsey, literally Kelsey just wanted to play one track. Next thing you know, we 7 tracks in and realizing we need to go to sleep, but yet we don't because this Pop Smoke popping.
Pop Smoke is out here
He
popping.
When I ain't gonna front, I'm a New York hip hop kid. I listen to a few Pop Smoke, but I'm not gonna lie. When they all said that this Pop Smoke was gonna be the banger, they meant it.
Oh, I got something for you. Talking to one of my young homies I work with.
What the young homie say?
I was talking about how he had all these features. We were like, damn, I'm surprised Juice wasn't on the joint. And he was like, no, Juice was originally on a song on the album, but they took it off just because it's like
both niggas is gone. Oh, so we got an unreleased Pop and Juice track.
And you already know.
Oh,
that shit was fire.
I need to go find him. Thank you for letting him know. Thank you for letting us.
Shout out to the nigga little homie Xavier X. You cool, bro. And last but not least, the Chicks dropped a track called March.
Oh, the Chicks dropped some
and
shit?
I didn't realize. I was like, who the fuck are the Chicks? This sounds like some indie fucking rock band because I fuck with indie white girl punk metal, whatever you want to call it. I fuck with them bitches. But then I realized, oh shit, after I put it on Spotify, it's the Dixie Chicks. And they decided to take Dixie out the name because Dixie is problematic. Guess what? We didn't ask for that. We already know it's nasty. But still, thank you.
And
go ahead,
the
Rob.
sad part is we already know y'all Dixie Chicks are for the right side of the reason. Y'all niggas said fuck Trump way before fuck Trump.
No, that was Bush.
No, but yet they've been saying fuck Trump too, though.
Yeah, they did too. But all I'm trying to say is like we respect it, but at the same time we don't give a fuck about Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, all the other shit.
The mud face episode of Golden Girls where they even told the black people in the joke, like, no, this isn't blackface, this is mud. And the black people looked at them and just like, okay.
Guess what? We're all snowflakes because we're mostly water. So when you say something that you don't like somebody else does,
and
you
also,
anyway, so fuck that shit. Just be who you are.
And I would also like to say a big fuck you to NBC Universal for taking away the greatest episode of Community.
I think we talked about that last week.
I know, but I gotta keep saying it until I get that bitch back.
Oh, you a bitter bitch. You a dark skinned female from a Tyler Perry movie right now. Go ahead and do that.
This still ain't got her groove back, but this is a diary of a mad black man right now, baby.
You Cookie's loud sister.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of music, Holly, any music you've been listening to new lately?
What have I been listening to new? Like, well, hardly anybody's coming out with anything new because of COVID. I'm trying to think.
But I do know somebody that did come up with some new shit.
What is that?
That would be the group by the name of The Midnight.
Oh yeah, you did send me that. I did think the new Midnight shit was dope.
Was that Deep Blue or Prom Night? Because Prom Night is a little slower.
It was the Prom Night that you sent to me that I liked.
Word, yeah, that shit was cool. Like, I'm waiting for the album because it's weird with them. Like, they put out a song, then it's like an album, but it's just the song and another song. Then they put out another song, and it's a new album, then it's just the previous songs.
I feel like a lot of mainstream people are trying to come out with things that the Midnight's already been doing, and they're trying to kind of recreate it. I don't know. It kind of makes me a little bit angry because...
Of course it would.
Well, I mean, like,
you
they
like
had something
originality.
like so... Yeah, it's so good, and then you've got these people doing it that are already out there, and it's like, what the hell?
But it's also because. Go ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
you're fine. No.
I was gonna say one artist that it did come out with something new that I really did enjoy was Bring Me the Horizon. You guys probably don't know him.
I know. Are you kidding me?
Okay. We got two. Do you?
I don't cut my wrist, so no.
Ah!
Cancel me now! Cancel me now! And guess what? You can catch it too.
I don't know if y'all know, but Kelso can say anything he wants on here, but none of us can.
First off, my name's not Kelso.
Okay.
Damn it, Jackie.
God. Oh, you said Jackie, not Bobby. My fault. I was about to go to Hank Hill voice.
Damn it, Bobby.
Anyways, I really enjoyed Bring Me the Horizon's new song that they just put out.
Oh shit, Evanescence dropped a new track too. That's on the playlist as well. Bring me to life. Cause I'm broken when I'm lonesome. Cause people shit on that first Punisher movie, but that Punisher movie soundtrack gave us that fucking classic. If you don't cry or get watery in the eyes when you listen to that song by Amy Lee, and that nigga that sings that shit, that's on you.
The lead singer of Seether?
Yeah, Seether, yeah. That's my shit. That shit came on my playlist the other day. I was like, oh my God, I can't listen to this shit right now. It's white people Drake music. I'm like, yo. Because I am broken. I'm roasting when you're gone. But anyways, that's been Yo, What's Poppin'.
What be poppin'?
What baby poppin'? We just talked about it, so now you know about it. Ooh. So spread that wisdom, that geek shit to your friends, fam, and anybody that want to listen to you, because we're glad because you're listening to us. Now we're about to start geeking out with our guests about a series that we've fell in love with during this whole COVID pandemic. Before we got into Outer Banks, after we already fucked with Tiger King, before Black as Fuck, and before what other random shit we indulged in to keep us sane in this lane of America during these times. It's a show from TNT called Animal Kingdom. I got a big black hole. Yeah, I got a big black hole. Yeah, I got a big black hole. Big black hole. A big black hole inside of me.
We don't have the license for this.
Oh, it's
it's
but
fine.
then you just see some titty sucking in it.
Titty sucking. Not by a man, but of a child.
By a child.
And it took me a long
3 seasons.
3 seasons to realize when I was watching this intro was first and foremost, this song was produced by Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, I did not know that.
I did because I do my research. I'm smart. But then again, it's just like one of those things like I was trying to find the full version of the shit. I couldn't because it was just created for the show. I was like, God damn it. Now one show I love that has a song specifically designed for it is not a full-length song. I need to bang this shit out. Just how Smurf wanted to bang out her sons. But we're going to get to that shit later. But the intro shows you images of the kids in these scenarios, these men growing up in life. But if you're not paying attention, you're not noticing it. But once you start rocking with it, then you start being like, oh shit, that relates to that, this and that. Oh, you actually giving us the origin story without filler arts. You're giving us the origin story in the theme song. And that's what I was like, yo, this show got legs. So Holly, how did you get introduced to the show? What made you start watching Animal Kingdom?
I think I just saw like an advertisement for it. And right away, like it seemed like something like Sons of Anarchy kind of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you like dirty white boys.
Oh yeah, you know I do.
And by dirty white boys, I don't mean hygienically dirty. I just meant roguish, thuggish, Robin Hoodish.
We could probably mean both. It's fine.
No, but when I said they be like, no, I like my dudes clean. Cause you don't want no dude fingering you with grease on his nails and shit like that. Because that's how you get a whole yeast infection. And that's not what Grease Lightning was about in Grease. Like, no, you want that fast bang, biggity bam? Like, no. Because I bring this up with certain, like, different people. Like, yo, you like dirty white boys. Like, no, it's not like they're physically dirty people. It's just like, you like that grime, that crime shit. That like,
Oh, yeah.
They got a heart of gold, but their skin ain't that
It's full
pretty.
of charcoal.
Exactly.
They've got that loyalty, but not that loyalty. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
They got
Yeah.
that fam shit, but
They've got, yeah, and I'm ready to be that like old lady, but like old lady. You know what I mean? But
Smurf 'em?
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on and suck a titty real quick while you get right. Come on and jump on this Kit Kat.
Smurf is my favorite character.
Exactly, and I know for a fact I think they said like who was it? It was either Craig or Darren that she breastfed until they was like
Yeah,
9
in the
or
first
8.
season, in the
It was
first
Craig.
it was Craig making fun of Darren in the first season when they were in that old
Because Darren's the
Bronco.
baby, yeah.
Yeah, he was making fun of Darren, being like, "Oh fuck you! She breastfed off of you like for fucking 9 years."
And he didn't say shit about her. You know why? Because it was true.
Because it's probably fucking true.
And what's even more weird is the fact that like he breastfed till 9, and only
Well, we don't know the age on that, so let's
He
not.
breastfed-
quote
let's not
unquote,
say.
quote unquote.
he breastfed until at least the 9 age of breastfeeding, and yet he's just like, you've been trying to make me feel a certain way, and I ain't been that way all my life.
Maybe I'm gay because you kept putting your titty in my mouth. I want dingaling.
Well, should we say what the show is about before we start getting into?
No, because we can do whatever we want to do.
All right.
I was going to do that.
Okay.
But, you know, this is where we're at.
We're at.
And this what I love about this series. Like, we do whatever. We just talk, which is a general conversation. You pinpoint whatever you want from it and take from it what you will. But that being said, Smurf. She is the head of the household. She is a mother to a group of young men who go out there, rob, cheat, and steal on some Eddie Guerrero type shit. They're a family. They tighten it. They do all these heists and shit. They do the crimes. She comes back. She gets the money. She divvies it up. She
cleans it up.
Launders it.
and also she launders the money. So this bitch Smurf is laundering the money to make sure they're all living. But throughout the series, you find out there's certain dynamics through the family. Like, it's just weird. Like, you go into it, you just see certain things that happening. Like, whoa. Is she really their mama's? Because their relationship is kind of too close. Is this gonna be some Oedipus type shit? Because they're like, oh, you kissing these dudes on your mouth, but you calling them their sons. But at the same time, some of them are and some of them ain't.
Well, there's technically only one that's technically not her son.
And who's that?
And that happens to be adoptive Baz, who might or may not be the father of Jay, who happens to be the grandson that got us all into the show because Jay and his mother Julia, who he lives with, she ODs and then he moves in with Smurf. And I'm gonna be honest, trying to figure out if Baz is Jay's daddy is one of the good gems of this show. Because Baz don't... The one thing I will honestly say that I've realized is Baz don't give a fuck about his kids.
He don't. And that was something that I was realizing actually when I've been rewatching some stuff. I'm like,
How many times have you rewatched the series, Holly?
every time a new season comes out, I'll rewatch. I do that with any show.
But I'm not just
So
asking.
you rewatched it 4 times taking. Well, it's going to
At
be a
least,
4th time coming
Yeah,
up.
but like I see every time I go back and watch something, I see
you find something
things.
more
Yeah.
small and new that you.
That's
notice.
why I love rewatching Euphoria, which we talked about in last episode, because every time I rewatch that, I realize, oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you watch Euphoria?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Another conversation we're going to have off podcast.
Yeah.
But continue, Holly, please.
No, I think Julia and Pope are also twins, so we have to mention that too.
They are, yes, they are twins. And also on a fun fact too, Smurf don't. We start off knowing that Smurf had mad baby daddies, and I will say one of the gems is each season introduces us after season 1 to one of the kids' even season 1, because season 1 was
There was the one
Craig's dad.
Craig's dad. Like,
Craig's
does
dad
he
was-
still look like me? Is what he would say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
And you know, no, that's not nasty. Like, then
Oh,
you're
no.
sex shaming.
No, that's not slut shaming. It's just nasty that she didn't allow these kids to know their fathers because she was.
But you don't know
them.
if they weren't like if they didn't want to be a part because that wasn't ever a part of the
Whoa.
like shows like.
That's true. That's true.
Except for spoiler alert, season 4, we know Colin for a fact was down for his kids. He just happened to get shot.
Well, he's the OG, so maybe that's what made Smurf like, no, y'all don't know y'all daddies, because anytime y'all could die, I'm going to be here for my babies.
I don't know about that, though. I'm always down for Smurf.
Of course.
Like, I think, though, she has a business. Like, this is a business.
She has the business mindset. She just also has that I give zero fucks. If it ain't about me and what my idea is, y'all ain't a part of it.
And that speaks truth, because there's a lot of times when characters come into the show without Smurf knowledge, and she's like, oh, we got to get him out because it's family first. But when the family starts going to get Smurf, she's like,
oh, nah.
Guess what happened? Guess what happened when that boy Pope went to jail? Bass came up. And Bass...
But she's the one that started it all, so, you know, she's...
That's understandable, too.
I don't know.
And no, it's just interesting, too, because, like, when we were first introduced to Pope in the series, he's just in the house, because, like Ross said, Jay is the Kitty Pryde, if you will, of the comic book. Like, that's who, the focal point, that's who he introduced this whole shit. And he's just like, oh, my mom just died. You're my fam. We really don't fuck with you, but now I need somewhere to go. And he goes into that whole situation. Then he started finding out about his uncles. And then you got your crazy uncle, which is yours, mom's twin brother, just in the house like, oh, so you knew.
And on a fun fact, he happened to just get out of jail, too. So it's just like, he's just getting fresh out of jail. Jay's freshly moving into a whole new location. So it's kind of like a tie-in of both of these two characters, because yes, Jay's the main character and that's how we get introduced. But to me, Pope's character is the secondary character that's like the main character, and we get like both of their visions and seeing how both of them grow outside of just, you know, regardless all the brothers grow, but like they really focus more on Jay and Poe than everything to me.
And I could talk for an hour just about the dynamic between Baz, Pope, and Baz's shorty, whose name was Cat, who Pope was in love with. Like, Baz, Pope, and Cat all grew up together with Julia. And Pope was in love with Cat, while Baz was in love with his sister Julia. Things happen. Pope goes to jail. Baz not only fucks his sister and has a kid, maybe, quote unquote, but then he also gets with Pope's love interest and has a whole kid. So Pope gets up and he sees the woman that he loves in the house he grew up with his brother, quote unquote, have a child. So Pope also, they never come out and say that Pope has mental issues or suffers from some type of disorder.
Oh no,
but it's
they
clear.
put it out there.
It's clear that he does. And
So
he has to
clear.
deal with the fact, like, just imagine being just normal, quote unquote. Yo, I went to jail for my family shit. I come out, you my boy. Now you fuck my sister, got a baby out here. Now you smashing the chick I was in love with, got a whole baby. And he's trying not to be the girl's dad, but at the same time, he doesn't understand how not to be because that's what he wants to be. And that whole dynamic with him and the little girl, and he's trying to be there, but he can't. And the fact that he has to realize, like, yo, I can't be, I gotta let you be adopted. That shit hit so fucking different in that series. Like, it was fucking done very well.
You want me to say my little
I didn't have
theory?
I don't have you on this podcast if I didn't want you to speak.
So, I have a pretty big theory on Pope.
How big?
It's pretty big.
Like, listening still? Like,
So-
Ricky Johnson?
Yeah. So Pope,
Keith Sayer?
like Kelsey said, Pope has got some mental fucking issues. But Kelsey, we've talked about this before. He thinks that, you know, Smurf is like fucking his sons and shit. I don't really think that.
Not necessarily.
Or just like being inappropriate.
Yes, I would say that.
Okay. I don't think that. What I think with Pope specifically is that I think that he was fucking his twin Julia. And I know it sounds extreme.
No.
You have to hear me out on this.
No, like I'm about to say, because me and Daniel over there, we read comic books. So there's a comic book where Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are actually fucking in an alternate universe. Because they allude to that incestual shit. And plus, I read Flowers in the Attic.
Yeah, man. But what I think about what happened is you see Pope in the strip club in the first season when they take him there for the his birthday.
Strip club episode.
Yeah, and like he fucks that girl. He has her turn around and he's like, say like, "No, Pope, we can't do this. No." And so to me, it doesn't sound like mommy. It sounds like
Juliet.
It sounds like Juliet, and so I think that's why Julia got kicked out. I don't think it was for drugs. I think that Smurf caught them messing around and she got kicked out.
Well, low key because of the whole fact that Smurf always kept them fucking the boys and keeping them attracted like that. I could see that theory because technically Julia was her one and only daughter.
Yes. My counter to that counter would be like, you do remember that Pope showed up in her his mama's Smurf's bed, breathing hard. And she was like, "Come here, baby. Just come here."
She does
baby.
it to all of them.
No, not all of them. But he came there fresh out of jail. He was right there on that neck. So maybe in that scene, he was like, "You know, we shouldn't be doing this," because that's what mommy used to say. Because mommy knows she was having sex with other men, they would leave. But mommy could keep a man having sex with her child. She could train them to stick around. Not saying like I believe that 100%, but like they allowed that to be a possibility. She didn't say though
like we shouldn't do this, Pope.
But no, you should. She would say that because that's his mother. That's what I'm trying like saying like, yo, I'm like, no, we shouldn't do it. I'm your mom.
Okay.
But then when your mom's walking around making breakfast with everybody with her titties out and shit. But another aspect I want to bring up about the show, like nobody wants to talk about how Craig as statutory rape ass was fucking Jay's little high school girlfriend. Nikki, looking for that dicky. Getting high as fuck.
And not only just getting high as fuck, she low-key gets mad at her. She wants to be part of the family so bad that she ends up convincing Jay to go rob one of their homegirls. All because she lost, all because her homegirl took a jacket. She's mad at the fact that her parents aren't coming to graduation. And she high off that booger sugar. And gets shot in the leg by a shotgun. And just like, oh yeah, this is the life.
But like, you know, it all goes back to Smurf because Smurf started that. Because she started Craig even dating her. And then when Craig and her were dating, like, and they were starting to have problems, she's like, well, what do you want out of this? And she's like, just remember this, Nikki. You hold the power to everything, and you better take everything.
But was it those? Because she came over, and they were all kicking it, and they was like, we doing drugs. You want some? And she was like, no. Jay was like, nah. Then Craig's like, nah. Let her speak for herself.
No, I'm talking about after when Craig and her started dating.
Oh, yeah, because she knew she could use that to manipulate her father, which was like a general, colonel. He was in the military, and he was like, yeah, your daughter's over here getting fucked by my son, ain't doing schmack. So we need you.
Smurf's like, I don't want you to go out the front door, go out the back door so you can go see what they're doing.
Your daughter getting smutted out.
Yeah.
Yo, okay. Like, see, this is one of the things I love about having a podcast when you do what you want to do with the people that you want to do things with. Came out kind of inappropriate, but guess what? Whatever. If you're listening to that, if you're listening to this, then you know where we're at. And we're just going to wrap that up and go into, check it out when we give our recommendations for things that you should check out if you watch Animal Kingdom or you just listen to the episodes like, before I watch that, let me see about other things in the vein of this TV series. So first and foremost, I'm always going to ask my guest, Holly, if you've watched Animal Kingdom but haven't gotten into it yet, what would you recommend? I think I know your answer, but I would never think for another individual. I'm not brainiac.
I'd actually watch the original movie that it's based off of, which is in a Australian movie. One of the actors is in... now I'm going to forget the name of the series on Netflix.
Butt Stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's Butt Stuff. Can't remember it. Anyways, Anyways, it's based off of a movie, and actual real life people in Australia. So.
Oh, she was.
Wait, so Animal Kingdom's an Australian American remake?
Yeah,
it's based off of real people in Australia, and they did a movie, and then now they've done a show. So do your go Wikipedia, whatever, but then watch the movie for sure, and then watch the show.
Word, because I knew it was based on a movie, but I did not know the Australian movie was based on actual Australians. So yeah, them Aussies definitely down there kangarooing their Joeys. So it is what it is. Ross, what would you recommend to people?
I would have to give people a good hit of a good show series from the once good network named Fox called Prison Break. If low-key reason being is because Animal Kingdom is about technically family. Prison Break, in the words of Fast and the Furious, familiar is everything.
And if you're a fan of the CW Arrowverse, then you'll be familiar with Heat Wave and Captain Cold. They're both of the main two characters.
They were the brothers of Prison Break.
And like I said, Heat Wave is always my MVP in the Arrowverse because he gets all the best
glory. I'm gonna be honest, I never was a fan of Heat Wave, but when they gave us the CW version of him, I said, you know what? I fucks with him.
Word, and I got Heat Wave mixed up with a fictional character I created in my own brand, so I apologize about that.
Nightwatcher.
No, his name was Hot Streak. Oh yeah, it was Hot Streak. Anyways, my recommendation this week would be Snowfall from FX because it's about a young black man in LA during the late 70s, early 80s, selling drugs and getting the misadventures with also the Mexican cartel, and it has similarities with Animal Kingdom because they both deal with family and crime and doing the wrong for the right because you know nothing other than that.
As well as it was based on the true facts because, Reagan was out here giving that cocaine to the blacks in these communities.
Yes, that is a fact because if you want to know more about it, I just realized Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, he's in a whole movie about that shit. Tom Cruise was in a movie about how they was moving dope from Colombia to America to fund the drug trade to infiltrate that shit into the black communities to systematically structure the downfall of a certain community. But hey, that brings this episode to the end, guys. Ooh. But of course, we always want to thank our guests for being on here. So thank you very much, Holly, for being here, taking the time out of your day amid all this wackiness to sit down here and talk to us. Shortly, briefly, because we could talk about this shit for hours upon hours. Animal Kingdom. So yes.
Well, I always appreciate you guys asking me, so thank you.
Oh, the pleasure is always ours.
I wanted to fix something really quick on my recommendation. The actor I was trying to say was Ben Mendelsohn. He is in the show Bloodline on Netflix. He's also in the Stephen King remake, The Outsider. And he plays in the movie that's Animal Kingdom because he's in Australia. Yeah, he's Australian.
He's an Aussie.
So yeah, so that was kind of my.
He's a bloke.
Yeah, that was my little fix there.
Oh.
But thank you guys for having me.
Of course, we wouldn't have it any other way.
We always need our Smurf on these streets.
And I am the little Smurf.
That's gross. But no, that is gross. No, low key, I'm Vanity Smurf because I just have issues.
Okay.
And like I said, always thank you so much, guys, for listening to episode 15 of Yo, Where the Captions At, the most ridiculously random podcast, unscripted, in the 7-1 Nizine.
X's and O's to all y'all folks. Are in the great words of Carol Baskin, we heart y'all cats and kittens.
And yes, and as always, I'm yours truly, Kels for Show.
And I'm the greatest loser in these streets, Roscoe.
And remember, be one or be nothing.
And don't be ashamed dancing in these streets.
And also, like, we always try to feature somebody that we know that does music, because music is a part of who we are. And we actually have a plethora of new material from Prefab Soul. This first track is called Rocket. If you want to listen to it, the whole project on YouTube, there's going to be a link connected to it. But we're going to play the first track right now as soon as I shut my black lips
Shut
up.
them trash because people need to hear this goodness.
Yep. All right. Late.